Pavel, there was a question. Now it's up. If you're familiar with the IAQ procedure for ASTRA standard 62, yeah, you can read the question here.
Well, I mean, we are familiar with this. It's an interesting suggestion that we will go and discuss further. The IAQ procedure was actually improved or modified, revised by adding the list of pollutants. So again, what we are talking about is the certain list of pollutants. The question is which direction we want to go here. So to be discussed. Thank you for the suggestion. We are aware of that.
And the next one you can take also, if we want to include an air cleaner.
Of course, certainly.
Contact us.
Please do connect with us. We are happy to examine that. Remember that of course, our testing is including different types of air cleaners. We are not going to certify this cleaner is better than the other one. Is we try to develop the methodology for large swath of the air cleaners in order to make sure that it is operational for those different air cleaner types.
Yeah. So the third question I can answer: no, the building codes in Europe do not allow substitute or required ventilation with cleaner indoor air. We have in the standards, in a guideline, it's mentioned that it may be possible, but we need to have a better testing before that can be allowed. So at the moment, it's not. We are now going into a revision of the relevant EN standards and also the ISO standard, where we will take up the additional knowledge we know from air cleaners. But at the moment, there's nothing. And if we scroll down, there was a question, what is VVOC? I think Alireza has answered that. That's depending on the boiling point, how you classify the different VOCs. Then there's a question if we have any using DAC. I don't know what is DAC. Somebody knows that?
AC is air cleaner, but D, we don't know what it is.
Yes. No, I don't know.
Someone can send the on chat now.
Yeah. So the question on ergonomics, there's some answer here from Alireza. And definitely what we are going to look at is the energy performance. Alireza has done some studies. We have done a little at the DTU, where we're going to see if a possible decrease in outside air, what will it be, decrease in fan energy or energy for preheating and pre-cooling? Plus, what would the air cleaner, the extra pressure drop, or the additional fans, and so what will the energy balance be there? I don't think we're going down to look at the cost in dollars, because that can be very different from country to country. So for two, I think I can answer for the whole panel here that the CO2 level found in building is a ventilation proxy. We don't see this as a contaminant.
It's so DAC, Bjarne, is those directly capturing carbon dioxide from the or maybe capturing other pollutants as well together with the CO2, but basically that's the process of capturing or direct air capture, it's called DAC, the process of capturing carbon dioxide directly from the ambient air. So I can make a comment to that. if I may.
Yes.
So basically, we have no evidence that the CO2 at the levels that we experience indoors has any harmful effects on humans, and at least the evidence that exists, even for the cognitive performance, if this is true, because there is not systematic evidence, does not does not justify using of those energy expensive and generally expensive systems for capturing CO2 from the air. So at this moment, basically, we do not see the reason why it should be further discussed. And I would recommend everyone to read the ASHRAE position document on carbon dioxide that is available if you just online. You can basically write ASHRAE position document carbon dioxide, and then there is a PDF form of that, which is probably the most up-to-date information on the effects of CO2 and the use of CO2 in connection with the air quality assessments.
And the last question here, and then I think we have to end. Paolo, are there any performance standards for direct reading instrument to assess filter performance in situ? I think when filter here, I think they're talking about particulate filters.
Well, yes, well, for speaking of for particulate filter, there is ISO 29462, which was actually derived from guideline 26 of ASHRAE that now is withdrawn. But speaking of gas phase filters, there was an intention was a 145.3, but as I mentioned in my presentation, now ASHRAE approved the .4 without actually skipping 0.3, because 0.3 was basically they gave up developing that. So we don't have anything specific for gas phase cleaning equipment, but there is for particle removal filters, yes.